anxious here because you do something for the first time. It is a scary thing. When you want to make a video, such as reading horror stories you find online, there's a lot of mystery, not just in the stories, but to whether it's disrespectful to the person or bad or yada yada, you're copying someone else or you're doing this. There's a whole lot to it. But Robbie and I, who this could be our first or second video, we don't know. We just want to introduce that. We just like scary things. We're just trying to do something fun and hobbyist together, just a small channel with 90 subscribers. I hope one day that number grows to like 92 subscribers. So we're Shodega, and we're gonna try to read you a horror story today. You want to add anything to that, Rob?
No, I think you put it all very eloquently.
A message appears on every screen: your phone, your computer, your TV, your projector. Oh, maybe not your projector. It's not a screen. Well, maybe it'll clear that gap because not everything's a screen. If you only use a projector, you will not know this message, which the message is hide. Robbie, how are you reacting to that? Starting out.
I would assume I woke up in a fucking horror video game where it's just you know the type where it's just you're walking along and like everything sure is spooky but it's not too bad yet, and then boom, the lights go out and then you see oh, press this button to hide,
Yeah,
press this button to sprint. Like I
yeah,
would probably get that
yeah. I would also like press
kind of
shift to sprint.
anxious. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd be like anxious as fuck, being like, who? Huh?
Hide. Who's this from? Ignore. That'd be me. That's all I would think. But if I was like both my monitors said hide, my phone popped up hide, I definitely think if I was in that specific situation, I would be like I would look around my room like, what do you mean? Okay, so let's uh let's start here. I guess I'll start off reading. If you want to take over the quotations, you can do a voice or you can just read normally. You know, whatever you think people will like.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna throw you into the pits here. Okay, so I'm gonna start. A message appeared on every screen in the world. Hide by World Away Tweety. I stared with confusion at my phone. The rest of the gang were all in on this Monopoly game.
I swear to God, if you get free parking, I will literally fucking kill you. I'm kidding. Doing a little improv on the line.
Yeah. Said I
Because
would.
I don't know, just I will literally
Yeah.
kill your stupid face. That
That's a
is
very
a
girl thing to say. That is very. Girls are always talking about
I
your
will
stupid
literally
face.
kill your stupid face.
My face can be stupid? How is that possible? Ravi rolled the dice in his hands.
Come on, sweet baby Jesus. I just need a 4.
He dropped them onto the board.
Fuck!
He said, probably biffing it like always. I tried to make sense of it. Just a word on my screen, black text. Comic Sans. On an all white background, a rather classical looking font. Hide. I tapped rather impatiently on the extensive black rectangle. The text wouldn't disappear.
AJ,
Evelyn called, like a teacher busting a student.
you are fucking addicted. Play board games like a normal human adult. Yeah, sorry.
A few more desperate finger pecks at the screen. Then I turned to holding the power button down for an extended period. With my free hand, I grabbed the dice, rolled a 3, landed on a B&O railroad. After 2 seconds of thought, nah,
Nah.
fuck railroads, I said. If the like the voice in their head is saying it, I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I should say it.
I feel like that's out loud though,
Yeah,
but
it is out loud, but it's the same person. Is what I mean.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like I also read the yeah, sorry, which is seemingly OP. So I for like I don't know if I'm reading all the characters in quotations or what, but
Yeah, well, uh,
if it's not obvious that it's the narrator, I suppose,
yeah,
then
yeah.
I'll read for those parts. Otherwise, if it's the narrator, you can keep reading.
Okay, sorry, we're
This is the first one. It's gonna be
yeah,
scuffed.
yeah. Of course, we weren't animals. If someone didn't want to buy a property, that was fine. No auctions or any of that nonsense. House rules. I can appreciate that. I hate when you're playing like Uno or something. Someone's like, "Well, if you could stack the draw fours too."
Yeah, can we stack the draw fours on the plus twos? Cause why not?
Back to the phone as Hero on my left took the cubes and prepared to drag his sorry little shoes across Go to collect his $200. A minute with the power button didn't do anything. We weren't entering factory reset territory. I contemplated borrowing Ravi's laptop to Google whatever the fuck this might have been. I felt the apartment rumble, albeit just for a split second, as if we were on the edge of an earthquake. I tensed briefly. The background noise from the TV. No one wants this auto playing on Netflix. Disappeared, following the faint sound of the flicker of static. Ravi was the first to get up.
I don't.
He said, talking slowly, as if not to jinx it.
I don't think that was an earthquake.
He examined the TV, confused at the outage. He checked the wires.
Shouldn't be the breaker. I don't have that much stuff plugged in, do I?
I grappled with the sad, likely hacked state of my phone, and that weird word staring me down.
Damn, that's fucking weird.
I heard Hero say, half laughing. Head lifted. What? I asked, to catch Hero turning his phone to me. His home screen, too, had been replaced by black text, atop white. Hide. Evelyn, as anti-technology as it comes, had properly clocked this reprieve as her time to quickly respond to long outstanding texts.
The fuck?
She said,
What is this?
and my confused looked, bordering on scowl, resting scowl face. She flipped her phone around to show me the damage. It was the same on hers. I grew a bit nervous. Ravi, where's your phone? I asked him.
I'm sure it's somewhere.
He said, still tinkering with the TV. Likely not due to any of his troubleshooting. It flashed back to life. Red power light at the base blinking steadily. A simple message now appeared on the big screen.
Hide?
Ravi asked, grabbing the remote and pressing buttons to switch back to Netflix, but nothing was registering. Dude, I said. He turned around. I showed him my phone. Hero and Evelyn showed theirs.
That's...
He looked back at the TV, then at us again.
Wait, how is that possible? Is that like an Amber Alert?
Hero asked.
I mean, I guess, but that's a push notification. This is like completely overtaking the screen.
Ravi's brow furrowed.
On different hardware, too.
Hack? I asked. He shrugged.
That's kind of a weird hack, no? Government experimentation?
Hero 14th floor apartment. Doom, 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 doom. There it is, the Seeker.
Kill, kill.
Yeah, it's like it's just an ape. It's just one ape with like a rocket launcher. Just it's like opening like trash can lids and people are in it, and he just points the rocket right down, like point blank into the trash can with the person. Just
The ape is fucking angry.
the ape is angry. In the neighboring apartment towers, most of the units had blinds down, curtains closed. The few unshuttered, however, I felt like that guy from Rear Window. Contained strangers staring perplexed at their phones, at their computers. The sides of bolted to the wall TVs barely visible to me displayed the same white background with text atop it. What I was seeing, everyone else was seeing. The others joined me on the balcony. Whatever it is, it's at least hit this block, I said. Can you imagine like a hack hitting your block, dude? I'd be pissed.
Bro, this is literally just Watch Dogs. This is like a normal day in the life of an NPC in Watch Dogs.
Oh god. I looked down at the city streets. A giant ape with a rocket launcher.
Not really. Could you imagine?
Most of the people below caught in a similar holding pattern of standing frozen, heads fixed to their devices.
I guess we don't have anything to call the cops with.
Hero. I'm sure they're aware. Me.
Maybe wait it out until they fix it.
Ravi. I nodded, and yet I could tell Evelyn was a bit perturbed, forcing magnetic thoughts to imbue her silence with weight. Thoughts? I asked her.
I mean, should we do it?
She asked.
Do what?
Ravi.
Hide?
Her again.
Hide where?
Ravi again.
I don't know.
She said.
I mean, we're already in my apartment. I'm sure that's good enough, right?
He said. A pause.
Let's not lose our heads.
Ravi continued.
This is nuts, but it's not. I mean, it's not like literally hide, right?
Hero clicked his fingers.
What if it's a viral marketing, like for a movie?
Hero with the necessary but unintentionally levity.
This one's you.
Okay, that's our host. I was browsing. Hacking
No.
our phones so we can't use them? I don't know if that's in Lionsgate purview, man, I said. Then, head turned to Evelyn. But hide? The flicker in eyes more than meant that she had sided with the light bulb in her head. She returned to the inside and got to exploring Ravi's apartment carefully.
What are you doing?
Ravi asked, trailing. Hero and I followed.
I don't care if I look stupid. It could be a warning. Maybe something is happening.
She said.
We're in a box. We're in a box, basically.
Said Ravi.
We're fine, Ev. But the fucking thing
She motioned to the TV, then to her own phone.
says hide. Maybe it's that literal.
She continued scouting, finally settling on the sliding closet in Ravi's room. The best she could come up with in his 600 square foot quarters.
I'll do here unless you think that there's better. Evelyn.
Ravi stressed. She shuffled in, past hung garments, scooching to the end to make space.
I'm gonna close the door soon, and if you are all really my friends, you'll join me.
Awkward silence until Hero chimed first.
I mean, guess it's good to be safe, right?
He went for it. Second guessed for a second, then committed to entering.
You guys get the luxury of laughing at me forever if I'm dumb. Win-win.
She called, while Hero wedged in beside her. A compelling argument, certainly. Begrudgingly, I followed, tucking in next under Ravi's dress clothes. There was still room for him inside his own closet.
Fucking hell.
He caved. That's such a you statement.
What do you mean?
You're constantly saying fucking hell. It's like your Stewie's what the deuce.
You know, I guess you're right. I just haven't noticed that I say it a lot.
Fucking hell. He caved, joining last, sliding the door closed to introduce darkness. I went back to my phone. Still that classical font. Comic Sans. Still that mandate.
How long do we have to stay in here?
Ravi asked.
5 minutes.
She said.
Yeesh.
He tagged. And then we sat in stillness for a while. Distant tick, tick, ticks of the clock in the living room bring down the blood pressure a tad. It all felt silly. Kind of fun.
Remember when we went camping at Sunlight Groves?
Hero asked.
Glamping.
Ravi clarified.
What the fuck's glamping? Is it just glamour camping? Like you don't like it's not really like outdoor roughing.
Yeah,
Like
maybe
you
it's like a
kind of have like a
cabin.
RV or cabin something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ev thought she saw a bear,
Hero laughed.
a bear and its cub. It was dark. It fucking looked like bears.
She said, half laughing herself.
I heard noises too. Bears at Sunlight Groves.
He said again.
Saddest patch of trees in America. Guys, shut up. We are here, so let's commit to the bit before the conjuring doll gets us.
Said Ravi, surprisingly not bitterly. We kept our traps zipped for another minute. Eyes at my phone again. Hide. Nonsensical, all of it really, but in a way that was starting to sit more and more uncomfortably for me.
What do you think it is?
Hero whispered. I shook my head, Evelyn with a light shrug, Ravi with a deep inhale before speaking.
I mean, obviously sophisticated.
He said, voice low.
Like, yeah, it's obviously something.
I waved my phone. My bank is on this and it's bricked now, basically. I'm fucked,
Mel figures something out.
said Ravi. Now, we're probably halfway through the story, maybe. What do you think is going on here?
I believe it's some sort of like SCP or if it's like aliens, maybe there's just like a government mandated like hack telling people to hide, but who knows?
Who knows? I there hasn't been any tells. Like I haven't caught like any foreshadowing of what it could be, or like the biggest tell I think I've seen is like the other apartments that had the blinds down already. Like there's already some people that saw the message and they're like, okay, I'm gonna fucking act on this, right? And
Hmm.
I think most people at this stage of the story just don't know what's going on. Not really. Powerful knocks at his apartment door all of a sudden. Thundering.
Hey,
A voice called, muffled through the walls.
Ravi, you there?
Evelyn braced.
Who is that? A skinwalker, obviously.
Replied Ravi.
Kidding, my neighbor Monica.
Evelyn reached across me and Hero to tug at Ravi's sleeve.
Are you positive? Yes, and I should probably get it. You said 5 minutes?
She said.
Yeah, but I'm being a pretty trash neighbor right now.
He replied. The knocking persisted. So did the word. Words.
I have this weird thing on my phone. Brad has it too. It says hide. TV says, TV same thing. Computer same thing. I don't know how to reach anyone or what to do.
The neighbor trailed on. Ravi blew air out of his nose.
Alright, this is stupid. I'm gonna. No!
Said Evelyn. But then all of a sudden, he stopped. We all stopped. I felt something very, very real. No knocking anymore. Or at least I couldn't hear anything. Not the tick of the clock, nor the soft rustle of us against clothing. It was like the world was holding its breath. Like there was a presence right outside the closet. Then, the sting of static in my ear before it passed. Whatever it was, the feeling dissipated, the sound returned, and I sneaked a glance at my phone. The word hide was gone, and replacing it was my home screen. The silence between the four of us was uncomfortable. They're getting raptured. That's what's happening.
That's. Could you fucking imagine? Holy shit. Did you feel that?
Evelyn finally whispered. No one said anything. Ravi outstretched his arm yet again to slide the door open, but his hands were shaking. You can do it, I whispered. I think we're good. He steeled himself, looking very much like he was crossing some sort of internal threshold. Could you imagine? Like he slowly opening a closet door and like a hairy, dark gray hand grabs his wrist and rips him out, followed by the sound of explosions.
Or just fucking a man made out of TV static just grabs him by the wrist and just like fucking yanks him into the black abyss of the apartment.
Or like a clown hand with like a jester sleeve grabs his hand and you just hear, "My name is fucking Mimic, oh yeah."
Honk honk.
Okay. We took it in.
I believe you forgot the
Oh yeah, fuck. He pulled the door aside. No ape hand, revealing his room exactly as we'd left it. We took it in.
I'm gonna answer Monica.
He said, with not a whole lot of vigor to his voice. Getting up and creeping out of the room, the rest of us followed, stopping in the living room while he continued to the door. I went to Twitter. What the fuck was that? I went to Twitter, searched hide, and sorted by new. God damn. Evelyn, meanwhile, grabbed the remote from the stand and turned the TV, now hideless, on, and maneuvered through the Roku channels.
What are you looking for?
Hero asked.
Just like a live channel, I guess.
She replied.
The news?
My scrolling wasn't yielding anything of help or insight, though it was clear via the confused posts from seemingly around the whole world that the scope of whatever happened was global. My focus shifted to Ravi. He was standing on the welcome mat, eye pressed against the door's peephole. He hadn't moved in quite some time. Everything all right, man? I asked. You know what's interesting? I don't know if the narrator is male or female.
It is the greatest mystery right now.
Maybe they don't even exist. All right. He didn't reply, just stood there frozen. I approached slowly.
Please. She's.
I heard him croak. I reached him, patting him on the shoulders and urging him to detach from the door viewer. He finally did, leaning against the wall at first before slowly sliding to a seat on the floor. I peered into the hallway through the hole. Outside, his neighbor, the one knocking, looked like she'd been skewered, decimated. An explosion of blood in the hallway. What? I felt a buzz on my phone. I pulled it out. Again. Before I could even process, I heard Ravi and Evelyn react.
Fuck, I wonder which one's Evelyn and which one's Ravi. I guess I'll read it in order of Ravi then Evelyn, but there's another one. It says again now.
I turned to see the foreboding word on the TV. Fuck.
So we should hide again?
Hero called. Much like Ravi, I was shell-shocked.
I think this is Ravi. AJ, what do you think we should do?
He repeated.
Or wait,
I think this is me coming up.
no. I can't really tell from the he repeated. I guess it's hero. So let me reread that. AJ, what do you think we should do?
He repeated. Evelyn, I said, trying to force the words out of my mouth. You had good instincts the first time. What do you think?
How much time do you think we have?
She asked. How much time passed between when I first saw the word hide and we felt that presence in the closet? Now, this is getting pretty cool. If it catches you, you just fucking explode.
Fucking die, yeah. It's like a SCP-173, but instead of getting your neck snapped, you just get fucking obliterated.
Yeah, it's like the one girl from The Boys. you get
Oh yeah.
you get heard.
Uh, what does this kind of remind me of, even though it's not technically the same type of thing? It almost feels like a culling, kind of like how fucking what was that movie where they were in a UFO but they didn't know it was a UFO and they had to play a game of like not stepping off of the circle, otherwise they just get fucking bodied.
I think it was called The Circle.
Yeah, it kind of feels
Yeah.
like it feels like aliens are calling people, much like the circle, but instead of kidnapping them in UFOs, like an eldritch entity is like coming and just mollywopping their ass, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw up the definition of mollywopping. It's because I think a lot of people don't know what it means.
Too young for the word mollywopping.
They're young. Just baby boys. Okay.
I'd have been 10 minutes.
I heard Ravi mutter, almost lifeless.
I don't.
Then Evelyn interrupted herself.
Wait, what did you just see outside?
She started approaching the door. I stopped her. I don't think it'll be good for you to see it.
Are are you serious?
Yes, I said, immediately realizing that lying might have been smarter.
We can't assume we have the same amount of time.
Ravi added. I went with my pitch. Do we try the same spot? Hiro started pacing, thinking, tapping his foot.
It's if we think about it, it said hide and we hid. Now it's saying again. And obviously that means that whatever happened is gonna happen again.
If I was them, I would definitely choose another spot. Just because,
Who's to
there's not
say
enough
it's not
rules.
gonna? Yeah, like who's to say that the same spot's gonna work twice?
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like hiding. I feel like once the new game of hide and seek starts, I mean, how often does anyone actually go back? It
To
could be
the
like a very
original.
childish god that's doing this. You know what I mean?
No, I get what you mean.
He gave us a look as if he could see in our drained expressions what was waiting on the other side of the door. That's a great recap, man, I said.
What I mean,
he said, struggling.
is that when you'd play as a kid, if you kept picking the same spot over and over, eventually it'd catch up to you.
Hey, dude, I called it.
Are we really trying to apply some sort of logic to this?
Ravi mumbled. Evelyn fortified herself.
I think he's right. It's nuts, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need to operate on gut, and gut tells me we pick better spots this time.
But Spock's spots makes it sound like we should split up, I said, looking around slowly, realizing that the limited real estate we had to work with meant this suggestion made more sense than I would have liked. I turned to Ravi. Where should we all go? He shook his head. God, dude, I don't know why I do that. It's like the southern accent's trying to escape. He shook his head, palmed his forehead a few times as if to slap himself back to reality.
We do.
He started thinking.
Two under my bed.
He grimaced, letting neurons collide in his mind.
One of us in the utility closet, the other laundry closet.
He got up and pointed. One of the closets was right behind me. Life in him again.
Now.
All I can see happening is like someone hiding under the bed and someone's like feet hanging out.
Oh
And that
god.
person blows up all over the other person. That's my
It's like the scene from Carrie where
yeah. Yeah. About to get carried. My eyes fitted to Hero and Evelyn, who ran into the bedroom. Wow, wow. Ravi gave me a nod before entering the laundry closet and awkwardly squeezing in with the washer and dryer, closing his door. I entered the utility closet and closed mine. Rather, I tried to. The door wasn't clicking shut. Fuck, I said. Ravi, the door, it's not. But then I fought the urge to say anything more. If time was up, I'd compromise my spot. Hell, compromise his spot too if I kept talking. I tried a few more times to get it to close. Then I committed, terrified out of my mind, to gripping the handle and holding the door shut. I tried to keep my shaking hand and quickening breath in check as the silence overtook again. Complete silence. And then that presence. I felt a light tug at the door. Dude, that's fucking creepy. I would feel so scared. I kept my hold firm, but didn't try to overpower. Didn't want to completely give it away. And again, it stopped. The feeling
stopping you right
disappeared.
here. You know that feeling like that almost feels like the feeling when you go downstairs for something, like in the middle of the night, like say for a snack or something, and you just don't bother to turn on the lights because you're like, why not? The lights from like the kitchen appliances should be more than enough, right? And it's just like you get that foreboding sense of just like suddenly just like your anxiety and like your nerves just like fucking spike up for no reason. Like that, it's like that type of shit.
Dude. Especially like feeling it. I didn't expect anyone to actually feel its presence. I felt like it would be like more mysterious, more like nothing keeps happening and people start doubting. But now that you feel it, it becomes more like, okay, this is real. And I waited 15 seconds before sneaking a look at my phone to see that the again warning was gone. I heard the sound of Ravi's door swing open first. I followed with mine. He was emotional.
I forgot that door is fucked. I got scared, man, and I was.
You're all good. It's all right, man. I know.
I even heard you call for me, and I did it. I panicked, and I thought I'd.
Hey, we're alive, man. It's all right. And immediately I remembered it wasn't just us. Evelyn and Hero.
Right.
Nothing at first. The two hadn't emerged yet. For a moment, the horrifying thought we'd be pulling their corpses out from under the bed rushed past me. Guys? I said. Coast is clear, quick! Silence for quite some time before they finally shuffled out in one piece, alive. As they shifted from crawl to bend to standing, I wanted to hold them, hold everyone for just a second. I felt a newfound appreciation for life and their faces and personalities. Another buzz on my phone. I took a look. Break time. Dude, this
Oh my,
thing, they need
this
a
thing's
fucking break.
demented. This thing's demented.
I let out a sigh of relief and showed the message to the others.
I guess that's good.
Evelyn said.
A second to catch our breaths after this fucking craziness. But then what?
Ravi asked.
Is this just gonna continue?
We walked into the living room together nervously.
We haven't even gotten a single second to wrap our heads around this.
Evelyn again. Something in me didn't seem right. I didn't feel good.
Hey,
Hey,
Ev.
Ev.
It's, yeah, I read a little bit ahead. It's Hero.
That's Hero? Okay, cool.
I've been reading past the quotations just to see who's talking or if it
Good,
indicates.
good.
So, hey Ev, how did you know that we should have stayed in the closet for 5 minutes?
Hero asked, somewhat pointedly. I clocked minor annoyance in her face at the question.
I didn't know anything. It was a guess. But I mean, yeah, you guys were fucking lucky I was here and pushed for it because fuck, were you all being stubborn?
Hero wore a strange expression as he looked at her.
Alright. Sounds like you want to say something more. Why would I? What makes you think I'd?
Ravi interrupted Hero by stepping between the two of them.
Holy hell, keep your heads on, people.
But as he said, and maybe it was just an aberration in my mind, but I couldn't help but feel something significant stir within me. Something really inflamed, as if even though his face was straight, he was concealing some sort of inner smile at what was happening.
Oh shit, it's turning them fucking against each other. They're also eager to just jump on each other.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Hero, I think you're focusing your skepticism in the wrong direction, I said. Ravi's expression turned irritated, which all but confirmed it for me. I don't know if you want to be mad at the person that saved us the first time, I said, trying to make a point by motioning to Evelyn. But as I looked at her, something felt wrong there too. I contained it. Or rather, the person who wanted to open the closet door. Then something even more obvious hit me. Wait, Ravi, you tried to kill me. And all of a sudden, I was glaring at him, my temper rising by metric tons every second as if it was all starting to make sense. Evelyn and Hero joined me. Ravi looked incredulous.
I already admitted that I fucked up with the door. I confessed to you. Why are you trying to make things worse? I was trying to calm them down.
Then, noticing us approach him, he backed towards the kitchen cabinets. He pointed at me.
You were on your phone when this first happened.
He said, as if he were having his own revelation.
You were waiting for it to start.
That's an insane fucking misdirect, I said, positive that I couldn't trust him. But as my eyes turned to Evelyn and Hero, I realized I couldn't trust them either. Couldn't trust anyone.
It's literally fucking pumping up their paranoia.
Yeah. Well, God, I don't know. Because, like, how would they even be doing it?
Well, I mean, if it's a fucking entity that gives off complete silence and then can have it be felt by a feeling, I'm pretty sure it can manipulate people's emotional states.
Yeah, it's Gotta be doing something for sure.
What if it's like some sort of fucking child demon?
Yeah. It's crazy that they're turning on him this quick. Still,
Dude, read this one.
still, Ravi absolutely needed to be the first to go, the first to be disposed of.
You see what
Then
I fucking mean?
he grabbed a knife from the cupboard and held it out at us. And only the smallest thought in the back of my mind was telling me that we were being toyed with. That it was so incredibly obvious that whatever this was, it had a handle on us. But unfortunately, that understanding was academic, for me at best. As I kept finding string after string of thoughts and emotion connecting, everything adding up, the logic, sound, my emotions inflamed,
Break time?
Evelyn said.
It's breaking us?
Of course she would know that though, if she were in on it.
Yeah, this thing is totally fucking manipulating how everyone's feeling.
Evelyn, tell me, uh, are you always? It's like the scene with Elle and Light up on the rooftop. Like,
Yeah.
since the day you were born, have you ever told the truth? We all looked at her. I watched for sudden movements from any of these traitors, these bastards. Even a millimeter shift wouldn't get past me.
Fuck. Could this actually... I think this might be Evelyn again. It's overriding us. It's flooding us with anger that isn't ours and real as it feels.
She faced her phone at us, beckoning us to read it clearly. Break time.
We can't fall for it. Or fall to it.
And that small grounded part of me took over. Even though I was sure with everything in my soul that she, Ravi, and Hero were the source of everything that was happening, Ravi's grip on the knife tightened as he and the rest of us remained in the bizarre equilibrium of our four-way standoff. It's all of you, I thought to myself, before I felt a lightness overtake me, like an insatiable hunger fading or extreme fear dissipating. When you realized that noise in the other room wasn't a person, but rather something knocking over, my feelings of unrest and paranoia were gone. My phone screen, once again, returned to its default background. Hatsune Miku. It was hard to describe how I felt now. Lucidity, shame. I looked at Ravi sadly. His head hung low as he put the knife back in its place. Hero turned to Evelyn first.
I'm sorry.
He said, then to Ravi.
Sorry. Sorry, you guys.
I'm sorry.
You're welcome, assholes.
Evelyn, we deserve that. And then cue the Friends outro.
That was fucking insane.
Ravi said.
Like a fucked up roller coaster ride. I didn't. That that wasn't totally me.
Hero said.
Like something was in me, and it was.
It's okay, man. I was getting tired of saying it, and certainly I, out of everyone, didn't deserve to impart forgiveness anyway after where my own head was at that 30 seconds ago.
We need to like write something down. Like we are susceptible. Don't forget.
Started Ravi.
This one's you.
Uh, uh, we just need to remember to keep your heads on, I interrupted. Remember.
Keep your wait. We just need to remember to keep your head. Wouldn't it be? It would make more sense with our heads
Hold
on.
up. I gotta go let my cat out of the room.
Oh, take your time.
Saying anything crazy while I was gone.
Trust me, I wasn't.
I'll conclude it into the video.
Oh shit! You're gonna know I leaked secret government documents of tanks on World of Tanks.
Classic. But I think the fear that again would pop up on our phones drove him to start rummaging for some paper, start scribbling some words on it, while the rest of us tried to soak in the reprieve of nothing happening. Every half second a luxury, I wanted to say sorry another 20 or so times. Something I was sure wasn't a feeling unique to me. I feel like I'm losing myself, I said. It felt like I was in a dream at this point,
Yeah,
said Ravi.
yeah. We're
Hiro said, looking at us carefully.
probably all gonna die. We, like, say our words, I guess. Don't, don't talk like that. How many people do you think are dead?
I went to the TV, temporarily free yet again. From one or two word mandates, turned it on, toggled through the home page until I found the live stream of a soccer game. One fixed camera angle, everyone in the stadium torn apart. Players on the field within frame eviscerated. I returned to the home page, navigating in an attempt to find a different live program. I clicked on what appeared to be a news channel I hadn't heard of before. The sight of an empty desk appeared, wires leading under the desk, and made me think that perhaps the anchor was hiding under it.
We are trying to report,
He said.
knowing that the signal is going to cut out. I've survived so far. Survived whatever exactly this might be. The carnage from footage I've seen is extensive. I strongly recommend.
The broadcast was interrupted by the new word. Seek. Oh God. It's like even figuring out the rules. Like, what if words popped up and it was like bust?
Oh no.
I'd be like, I know what to do. It's like, you said I got 5 minutes? Again, in classical lettering. And the screen cracked, then shattered with a loud pop. Sending bits. I didn't need to do sound effects. I was going to just add sound effects in post.
Hostia.
That one? No, I did that one with my mouth. Believe it or not. Sending bits of glass onto the floor. As did the screen on my phone that I'd placed on the coffee table. As did the phones in Evelyn and Hira's hands too, reactively dropped on the floor by the pair, a weak bounce before settling. I panicked. Seek? Seek? I said desperately, trying to jolt my brain to the task.
Maybe something out of place?
What if we have to find what's killing everyone?
I don't, I stated. But I couldn't even muster up a close to the sentence. I ran to the balcony outside to see if there was something obvious to look for in the sky, in the city. What I spotted on the neighboring high-rise was blood-stained curtains, unrecognizable bodies where blinds were lifted, and as my eyes darted from spot to spot, a lead. A small TV in one of the apartments. The screen looked unbroken. A word on it I couldn't make out. 5 letters was the best I could do. It's the screens, I said. We need to find a screen that still works. I ran back into my living room. Does anyone have binoculars? They all looked at me.
Why the fuck would anyone have binoculars?
There's a screen, I think, in one of the other apartment buildings. It's working. There's a word, but I can't see it. We need to find another one. I don't know. I ran into Ravi's office. Computer screen broken. Fuck. Grabbed his laptop. Shattered. Nope. I nervously tapped my chest with the fingertips of both of my hands while the rest desperately searched for something viable, too. Did I have to run to the other apartment? Would there even be enough time? How would I even get in? And then like a bolt of the blue, it hit me. Ravi, where's your phone? His voice was a little confused.
I don't know, man. I lose it all the time.
Find it!
You really think that's it?
We're looking for a functioning screen. It's the only one we haven't ruled out yet. I turned to Hiro next. Check out the other apartments on this floor. See if any of the doors are unlocked. If they are, go inside. Check everything. Phones, laptops, TVs, doesn't matter. See if there's a message intact on any of them.
On it.
He said, rushing to the door, opening it, freaking out as the body in front of it, nearly tripping, then composing himself and rushing into the hallway as the door closed behind him. We tore apart Ravi's apartment next. Couch cushions. Where do you usually lose it? I asked. My head peeked under. See, this is the thing that this would be my paranoia. Like you did this on purpose.
Yeah.
My head peeked under the bed, peeked in the counters alongside Evelyn, desperately.
I don't know, man.
He answered.
It's stupid, but sometimes I literally just chuck it across the room.
Helpful, supremely helpful. In the bathroom, I looked in the medicine cabinet and then back into his room, to his closet, checking the pockets of all his pants. I started to feel the inevitable looming. This was the one that was going to kill us, wasn't it?
Love you guys.
I heard Evelyn say, almost under her breath, like she could feel it too. No tangible ticker counting down, but a feeling in my chest, a train closing in, with us tied to the tracks. Ravi running to the TV stand, looking behind and under books, under shelves, and I was back in the living room again. Sure, there was nothing left, my eyes lowering to the painful game we'd started our deadly evening with. Monopoly. It's like in his pocket the whole time. I've done that.
Yeah.
Specifically to the messy pile of 50s, 20s, and 10s on Ravi's side of the board. I knew his etiquette for swapping some of them out for hundreds was quite poor. The cash stacked high, which made sense. He was crushing all game, and yet I crouched and did an even more aggressive sweep of the spot, and we started our desperate search to discover his preserved Samsung Galaxy A35 underneath the fake money. That's why I googled by reading that, because I saw a Samsung Galaxy A35 with a new word to greet me. Smile. And it really did feel like time was up this time. I found it, you have to smile. I screamed like a goddamn auctioneer. Evelyn turned first from her spot in the kitchen.
What?
I ripped the phone from the ground and held up the message to her. Smile! She mirrored my comfortable expression, all teeth, feigned happiness, as did Ravi as he bolted out of the room. Oh no! Before even seeing the message to the phone or my intense eyes, Hero threw open the door. Couldn't find... Oh, that's you. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
Let's see. Couldn't find anything. I'm sorry.
He screamed. He saw our wide, smiling faces and our eyes screaming at him to get the hint as I tried to mouth the word while keeping my pose. But instead, it sounded like smuh. And yet, despite the confusing sight, with the luckiest stroke in the world, he copied and showed me those pearly whites. Oh, dude, I thought for sure he was gonna fucking get eviscerated, decimated, rocket
Bro,
launched.
could you fucking imagine? I'd be super sad if Hero died. So far, he seems to be like the cool guy.
He's the cool guy, and he's about to
He's
get...
just a chill guy, and he's probably gonna die.
Oh, okay. I saw a little bit ahead.
Oh shit.
With the luckiest stroke in the world,
Oh,
he copied and showed me those pearly whites. I retained my beaming smile, feeling a tear of fear travel down my cheek. My eyes glued to Ravi's phone in my hand, hoping and praying that we wouldn't all get torn apart. And then the word disappeared. I showed the group the proof, and one by one, our cheery expressions dropped to our default nervous frowns, resting scowl face restored. A collective exhale.
I can't fucking do this. I know.
And unlike some of the gaps we'd been afforded in the past, I already spotted a new message on the single remaining functional phone left in my right hand. Point to sacrifice. Gulp.
Well,
I could feel the group's eyes on me. So, hey, hold up.
Oh, wait a minute.
I couldn't hide the misery.
what?
Point to sacrifice.
AJ?
I tilted the phone so they could read it. I couldn't say the words any louder. My body wouldn't let me. Underneath the words, a timer had been running. One that was already down to 145, 144, 143. By the time I flashed on the phone, and yet still, all of us needed more seconds to let it settle. I felt defeated, truly this time,
Alright.
said Ravi, cutting through the holding pattern.
So what? We talk it through with the time we have left? Maybe we all agree on someone to point at? I mean, hey, fuck. Fuck knows what I have to live for.
Hero next.
My family, mom, dad, siblings, I wasn't even thinking of them this whole time. They're all probably dead.
Yeah, I interrupted, his words hitting me immediately and curbing any remaining social etiquette I had left. Everyone I had ever known was likely gone. Wow. Evelyn smiled at us softly.
I just have you guys now.
She said.
So, yeah, fuck this.
She said, immediately pointing to herself, almost causing me to die right there in fear she'd be torn apart immediately. But the counter was still ticking down.
I flipped the board on this
Oh.
bullshit.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. I read a little bit ahead.
112, 111, 110. Hero pointed to himself.
Fuck it. Yeah, you know what? I flipped the board too.
He said. I looked at him, almost nervously exasperated. Really? After all that, guys? Dude, the story is coming to an end for sure.
What if one of them is just the chicken shit and one of them points at another person already pointing at
Oh.
themselves? Could you fucking imagine?
I think you called it, dude. I think you fucking called it.
I'm gonna be fucking upset.
Yeah. Fucking Ravi's gonna point at Hero or something, or Hero's gonna point at Ravi. Okay. Let's continue the story. We're on the edge of our seats now. 107. 106. 105.
If there is a hell. Unlikely, but what the fuck? Maybe we dodged that bullet.
He curled his index finger back towards himself.
Flip the fucking board.
I just looked at them. It was strange to feel a deluge of selfish thoughts flood into me all at once. Oh, don't let the narrator do it.
Oh no, could you imagine if that was narrator? No!
40. 39. 38. All right, I said, copying my peers. Let's do it. I pointed at myself too, like we were all playing Simon Says or something. 33. 32. 31. I took an appreciative look at my old friends, the longest standing friends I'd ever had in my stupid life. And then, at the Monopoly board we were playing on, it really was quite an awful game. I wasn't sure why we'd always subject ourselves to it. 27. 26. I saw the pile of money on free parking. 23. 22. The only way to make it fun was to play with bullshit rules. House rules. 20. 19. Wait, I said. Follow me. I sprinted to the door. I opened it, held it open for the rest. 15. 14. 13. I pointed at Ravi's dead neighbor in the hallway in front of the door, Monica. We didn't know what we were dealing with. Unless she died, her sacrifice gave us a chance. I said, almost looking up as if I was speaking to whoever was enacting this terror on us. I was aware it was a reach. 9. 8. And we've probably lost a lot of humanity since then, so sorry, I said, pointing at her. And thank you. 6. 5. My best friends pointed too. A real morbid way to close things out with a clash of sorry and thank you, escaping them as what would likely be their last words. I had really interrupted what was quite a nice moment inside for this strangeness. 2. 1. 0. House rules, I said, and I prepared myself for it. Pain, then annihilation. But nothing came. Instead, Ravi's phone in my hand just read, GG. Before defaulting to it said good game. Okay. I acronymed it. Before defaulting to Ravi's homepage picture of a Rosal.
A borzoi?
Oh, it looks like I'm going blind.
You know the long-snooted dogs?
Yeah, Borzoi, okay. He didn't even own one. He was just obsessed with that breed of dog. We stood there for 10 minutes. It felt before we finally ventured inside, single file, like a group of polite zombies. I was unsure what to make of what had happened, what to do, who to check on, the state of the world, and what was going on around me. I sat back down at the Monopoly board. The others, in almost Manchurian candidate sort of way, took their spots too. I think it was my turn, I said slowly. I grabbed the dice. I rolled. It was a 10. I tapped my top hat icon on each square until I landed on Short Line Railroad.
Do you want to buy it?
I thought about it for too long. Finally, sure. That's the story. Wow. Wow.
Oh, you can click on the sure thing.
It says to the person's account, which the person is World Away Tweety or Moetwrites at gmail.com. Moetwrites at gmail.com. Their birthday's on 9/11.
Their top thing is master story list and narration policy.
Yeah.
Narration policy. If you're interested in narrating one of my stories, please DM me on Reddit or email me at moetwrites@gmail.com. I pretty much always say yes, but I appreciate the check-in first, as some of my stories may be under a paid exclusive agreement for a period of time. When you DM, please list that specific story or stories you are interested in narrating.
Can you, I'll write him an email, I guess. Unless you want to write him an email. Okay, first, before we get to that, let's, real quick, let's talk about the story for a second. A lot of the comments, people are saying, this is fantastic. Oh, this story drew me in. Also, I want Evelyn to be with me. Okay, anyways.
If and when we face a zombie apocalypse, damn, that girl keeps a level head in the face of unknown disaster.
She does. So, one.
I agree with Ozzy Pie or Osipi with stating, I wish this was a movie so bad. This
Yeah,
would
this
be a
would-
really cool short film, honestly.
Yeah. And one of the things that I kind of like about it is that everyone made it out alive. I feel like it's a usual trope that we see in stories that
I mean, everyone that
died.
we followed, like, just, yeah, they all survived, but in the grander world around them, who's to say who else lived? Maybe they're the only ones left.
probably not many people, especially with some of the rules being so vague and like, I mean, what is even the RNG on the fucking TV screens being working on the
My
Seek part?
thing, my wondering is, if you're just by yourself for that last one of point to sacrifice, then what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Dude, maybe point like if you have a dog or something, or maybe it's a trick.
No, not the dog. Maybe it is a trick one.
Yeah, maybe it's just like a test. It's hard to know.
Maybe it's like one last fuck you that the entity of the game did just to like scare the piss out of people.
Yeah, because whatever it was doing, at the end it says good game. So it got a lot of entertainment out of what just happened, is what you could try to gather from it. Also, I thought it was kind of cute. It was kind of cheesy that they're all like, flip the board. My character that I was reading didn't say it. But I was really hoping that they were going to say it and like really commit to the cheesiness.
Could you imagine if they all said it at the same time near the end there, just like as a final confirmation?
Yeah, what they should have done is they should have held hands and not point anything, and they should have said like they should have said something super edgy, super Reddit, something like, "God, you can take us now, but we do it as friends."
We may die, but at least we die together.
Yeah. Maybe the real game was the friends we made along the way. And blows up.
No, the bad ending of it. Honestly, I like as a short story. That really is this was really fucking put like it was really well put together, and I kind of vibe with this sort of setting of just oh hey shenanigans in game form that result in death. Try not to die.
Yeah, I like the mystery of the games and devices because obviously we live in a modern era where devices are everywhere that have screens. So really, kind of putting like this bug in each one of those systems can it's just feeding on a paranoia that's kind of already there. I think if I was gonna rate the story 1 through 10, I think this is an easy 8. I think there's plot armor in the characters, which is fine. Is fine, but it makes it less scary in that sense to me. Is like, oh, if I was in this situation, if I was hero or whatever, I would have made it. And if I'm going to be a survivor out of everyone else who died, that's definitely not a 10 on the fear factor. If I have hope that I can make it through on that fear scale, it's gonna go. It's a little down for me. It's not really a complaint. Uh, let's say I like that everyone made it. I think I would have liked it more if when Hero was in the fucking doorway, if he would have exploded in like
Okay.
gruesome
No,
detail. I
I
would
would be
have loved that.
heartbroken. I would have been fucking flabbergasted. I would have been heartbroken. I'd be like, no.
Yeah, or like when they were under the bed, if like Evelyn would have blown up on the other guy and he would have like they're like it
It would
was
be Hero
quiet.
again, yeah.
Yeah, like we don't know if they were made it. Like there's been moments of quiet and then like they shuffle out. If it's just like one of them shuffled out.
Could you imagine Hero doesn't make it in time for like rushing back into the apartment and it's like the scene from The Watchmen where Dr. Manhattan just implodes Rorschach?
Yeah.
Like that'd be that devastating.
Who the fuck is Steve Jobs? Lick my
No.
balls.
No.
Yeah, that's
All I
a
know
very
is
good
there are
story.
plenty of stories, probably on the subreddit, where characters die. It's kind of refreshing just to have a story where the whole party survives, but they probably made it out worse for, I mean, like, hell, we don't know how many people survived that outside of them.
Now, how are you gonna rate this story, old buddy?
Eh, I think I'm with you, like, either an 8 or an 8.5, honestly. I
I
think it would be a pretty neat idea to adapt it into a short film. Like something for like a film festival or something.
yeah, it's imagine putting yourself in the shoes. I think if we were in this, and I think you could convince me to point at you. If like you'd be like, let's just point at me, guys, and I would be like, no, I can't point at you, and you'd be like, think about it. One of us has to die. I want it to be me. Yada yada yada, and I'd be like,
I mean,
okay.
as soon as we get to the point of like people we know is probably dead, and if I lost any of my loved ones, I'd be like, I don't think I could keep living.
Yeah.
Unless you already lost all your loved ones, then I guess that is just an easy like, yeah, all right, you can pick me, guys, or something like that. I don't know, like the whole situation is like they survived, but their loved ones are probably fucking dead.
It's also one of those like real notes at the end to where it's like, what can we do after something like this?
There's literally nothing.
Other like we're gonna
They,
sit here, we're gonna finish our game of Monopoly like we were doing, and maybe things will go back to how they were before we started. You know what I mean?
could you imagine they finish the game, they all just camp out in the living room until they all fall asleep one by one, and then they just wake up and like everything's clean and fixed, like nothing happened. And it's just like Was it all a dream, or what the fuck happened? Like, could you imagine if this wasn't the first time this happened, and the entity just resets the world and just occasionally does that from time to time?
Yeah, it's like,
It'd be some weird form of fucked up purgatory of just like
I want to play a game.
no like you know in Fallout 3 with Tranquility Lane.
Yeah, like
You
it's a
know how
Tranquility Lane.
if you go for the full like the full out evil route of just playing by an old weird dude in the body of a little girl's rules, like you kill everybody, but because if you go that route, everyone in the simulation isn't dead because he can reset it. Because the only reason why, everyone dies permanently in the good route is because you activate the failsafe, and the failsafe deletes their consciousness from the simulation. So, like, what if it's just like that? Like, not like really a simulation, but the entity just resets it because no one, like, there's no way to activate the failsafe on it to, keep it from resetting its, you know, weird and demented game.
Yeah, and the to kind of finish things up and wrap up here, I just want to throw out there that if we if we get this posted and people like watch it and like watch the whole thing, feel free to have all the opinions you want to have. It's perfectly fine. These stories, if you at least like the story, if you don't really, if we didn't make the story seem as good as it actually is, that's a very real possibility because this isn't a thing that we really do. It's our first time really reading a story together as friends. Go to No Sleep and read these stories. A lot of the people who post there have published books that you can buy. There's some that I want to buy from authors like Christian Wallace, who has an anthology, and there's many more people who have books of stories like these that you can own, or you can just read them yourself. Some are pretty damn good. Or you can go listen to other podcasts. I recommend Creepcast. I would even go as far to recommend going to Creeps McPasta and Mr. Creepy Pasta. Just think about all the
Wow.
joy those guys used to bring you watching scary stories as a teenager, and probably they're still going, working like dogs.
They really on that grind set, and I appreciate them for it.
My channel, the Shodega channel, is really just me seeing if I can make videos that other people make.
And if this doesn't really get off the ground like other channels, at least, we can just look back at these videos as memories of when we're older and, could just be like, yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah, this would be a long video too, because this isn't gonna be one where there's too many cuts. This is gonna be one where I'm gonna
Mostly
have
it's just gonna
to
be like editing and like sound effects and stuff.
sound, ambiance, the look. I'm in a blue screen,
Exactly.
and I was just thinking about this author's birthday being on 9/11. I can put myself there.
No, no,
So,
bro, don't say this shit out loud. We probably won't. They'll probably rescind the permission.
hey, the YouTube algorithm doesn't watch this far ahead.
No, I'm not talking about the algorithm. I'm talking about the author. Maybe they don't
Oh,
like those type of jokes.
they might not. They might not. We won't bring it up.
Cut it in post. Cut it in post.
We'll put it in behind the scenes.
No.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night. Sleep well. Do not let the bed bugs bite. Otherwise, demons will eat your toes.
If you can even fall asleep after a story like that.
Dun dun dun.